Our ninth collaborative intent is influencing views or norms in order to communicate more effectively and to build both internal and external brands. I'm going to start with a business scenario from Core Media, and then I'll highlight Engineera's application features that can support similar business scenarios. A German firm, Core Media, set up an internal social networking site and encouraged its employees to collectively steer the firm using tools such as wikis, workspaces or interest groups, and microblogging as part of their daily work routine. The result was open, bottom-up operations and processes with more informed quality decision-making, as well as an improvement in the pace of innovation. Core Media also was able to attract employees that would have been less engaged in a more rigid corporate structure. So some of the features that Engineera has that can support influencing views or norms in order to communicate more effectively and also to build internal and external brands include, first of all, we have a recommendations engine. And the reason that this is so important is that, first of all, it allows you to highlight research or articles or content that others would find compelling or interesting. And it also allows you to identify the must-reads, because quite often these platforms have such an enormous amount of both research and articles and content in general that it's very difficult to sift through all of that and to know what you need to take a look at and what you really need to focus on. Now we also have the ability to control content and messaging, and one of the examples is through our RSS feeds and our listeners. We have the ability to preview that information, so rather than just automatically creating content on the platform, an administrator can go in and preview the information and preview these articles and decide whether they wish to ignore that information or if they want to post that as content to the hub. Now, blogging and microblogging capabilities. We support blogging by creating conversations and responding to conversations, and that's just a typical way of people blogging about topics of interest or their expertise or information within their industry, and allowing others to comment on that information. We also have microblogging capabilities, very similar to Twitter. Not only do we have Twitter integration where you can post updates that would then be synchronized with Twitter and update your Twitter posts, but we also just have a basic status update where you can inform your colleagues and customers or other peers within the industry. You can let them know what you're working on. So for example, you can let people know that you're working on a new research project, or in ways you can also influence people's views or norms by giving commentary on certain events or certain topics that you're participating in. And then also we've got a vast array of ways that you can brand and customize your hub instance. So first and foremost, we're open social compliant. And what that allows us to do is, this is very common internet application standard, and we're able to integrate third-party widgets that are also open social compliant into our platform and vice versa. So we can componentize some of the features within our platform, and we could host those through other third-party platforms that also support the open social standard. That allows us to create custom widgets as well. We can have iframes, which are windows into other applications. We can create custom menus and submenus. We have international character support, so in other words, we can translate all of our menus and submenus and content into other languages. And our platform is rapidly provisioned, meaning that for our customers, we can very quickly have a new hub instance up in a matter of hours. So let's take a look at some of our screenshots here. My first screenshot has to do with recommended content. So, for example, this is taking into consideration some of the content that I've consumed, some of the content that I've created out on this hub instance, and also it takes into account people within my network, so people that I'm following within my network, also any information or people that I have favorited. So if I go out and I favorite some authors or some content, then the recommendations engine takes that into account whenever it's recommending content for me. And also I can tag myself, so based on my tag cloud, it can go out and cross-reference that information, and it can recommend content or other authors or people that have similar tags. So if you take a look at the note at the bottom of the screen, it says to improve your recommended content results, you can go out and favorite your favorite authors and content and tag yourself and others, and that would make a continuous improvement for our recommended content engine. Now, I also have some examples of how we've branded different hub instances, and so this is just some highlights of that. So for many of our different customers, such as Western Union, we were able to go out and brand that so that it was specific to their logos and their color scheme. The same for Accenture. We're able to change out all of the images and graphics. We can create custom flippers or these important links, and we can integrate any number of graphics or links within our hub instance. Here's another example of branding. This is a site, it was an education group within Portugal that we were able to create. We were able to convert or translate all of the language and content into Portuguese, including their important links such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google, and also their My Classroom and registration capabilities. And then also we have links to My Classroom, My Calendar, School News, the School Directory, live chat with other students or professors, and also the curriculum. So in the upper left-hand corner, what we've done is for all of the different subjects or curriculum, we were able to integrate several different graphics, and then that links into key lectures or different curriculum that can be used by professors.